Have you ever stopped to think what your car is actually made of? You know, for about a century, the answer was pretty simple: steel. But right now, there's a quiet revolution happening under the hood, inside the doors, everywhere. It's a high-stakes war on weight. And believe me, the future of driving really depends on who wins. So let's dive in.
So this is really the big question, isn't it? For most of car history, our vehicles just kept packing on the pounds. Every new feature, every new safety rule just added more weight. But now, all of a sudden, every single car maker is absolutely obsessed with putting their cars on a diet. So, what changed?
Well, here's the heart of the problem. For decades, every time engineers wanted to add a new safety feature, like airbags or a stronger frame, or even just some nice creature comforts, the car got heavier. And as you can see, all that extra weight was just a constant drag on fuel economy. Automakers were kind of stuck. Making cars better was also weirdly making them less efficient.
To fight back against that, engineers now live by this really simple but powerful rule of thumb. It goes like this. For every 10% you can slash from a car's total weight, you get about a 6% boost in fuel economy. It's this direct, predictable trade-off that's pretty much become the holy grail for car designers everywhere. And that brings us right here, to the modern war on weight. This is a battle being fought on two major fronts. First, against ever stricter government fuel economy standards, and second, against the totally unique demands of the electric vehicle revolution. Right, and when we talk about EVs, this whole weight thing isn't just about being a little more efficient. It's about whether the car is even viable. See, batteries are incredibly heavy, just absolute boat anchors, and that weight just kills your driving range. So by making the rest of the car lighter, you can either pop in a smaller, cheaper battery for the same range, or you can seriously boost how far you can go. Lightweighting is what's making EVs a practical reality.
Okay, so how are they actually doing it? Let's start with the undisputed king of car materials, steel. It turns out the answer wasn't to just throw steel away, but to give it a kind of super-powered upgrade.
So, the first big weapon in this fight is something called Advanced High-Strength Steels, or ASHS for short. And listen, this is not your grandfather's steel. Through some really sophisticated heating and cooling processes, material scientists can basically reprogram steel's internal structure. They can create these new alloys that are just way stronger than the old stuff they're replacing.
You can actually see the secret when you zoom way in. I mean, look at this. On the left, you've got older steel with a kind of loose, simple structure. But on the right, that's the engineered stuff. It has a much finer, more complex, denser internal structure. And that density is what creates this incredible strength. It means you can build the car's safety cage with thinner and a whole lot lighter parts without sacrificing a single ounce of crash protection. Pretty cool, right?
But even super steel has its limits. So to get even more dramatic savings, we have to move to the next class of materials. Let's talk about the lightweight metals.
Probably the most famous example of this is the Ford F-150. A few years back, Ford made this huge, high-stakes bet by switching the entire body of the best-selling vehicle in North America from steel to aluminum. And the result? They cut over 300 kilograms. That's like permanently kicking 3 or 4 adults out of the truck. A huge difference.
So the two main contenders in this lightweight metal ring are aluminum and its even lighter cousin, magnesium. And both of them have these really unique properties that make them perfect for different parts of a car.
And here's the thing. These metals aren't exactly new kids on the block. As you can see here, they've been popping up in cars for over 100 years, from early engine blocks to the crankcase in the old VW Beetle. So what's different now? Well, it's our ability to manufacture them, to form them, and to join them together at a massive scale, which is what makes them finally suitable for the core structure of a modern car.
But of course, there's always a trade-off. Let's compare them to plain old mild steel. Aluminum can cut a part's weight by up to 60%. Magnesium can go even further, up to a whopping 75%. That's incredible. But that performance comes at a price. These materials are definitely more expensive than traditional steel. Now, if you want the absolute ultimate in lightweight performance and, cost is less of an issue, then you enter the world of composites. These are the true featherweight champions of the materials world.
So, what is a polymer composite? Well, think of it like this. It's basically a type of plastic, or a polymer, that's been reinforced with incredibly strong fibers. It's kind of like reinforced concrete, but on a microscopic scale. And the most famous one, of course, is carbon fiber.
And just look at this stuff. These are called tows of carbon fiber. Each individual fiber you see is actually thinner than a human hair. But when you weave them together into a fabric and then infuse that with a polymer resin, you create a material that is unbelievably strong and just ridiculously light.
So just how light are we talking? Well, by swapping out a steel part for one made of carbon fiber composite, engineers can save between 50 and 60% of the weight. That is a massive number when you are fighting for every single gram.
But, and you knew there was a but coming, right? That incredible performance comes with an equally incredible price tag. Carbon fiber parts can cost anywhere from 2 to more than 10 times as much as their steel counterparts. And that's exactly why you really only see them on high-end supercars. At least, for now. Okay, so we've got super strong steels, lightweight metals, and these amazing featherweight composites. So which one wins? Well, the answer is all of them. The future isn't about finding one magic material, it's about learning how to use all of them together.
This image here, this really shows the modern philosophy of car design. Engineers call this a body in white. It's the basic skeleton of the car. And each of those different colors represents a different material. The whole idea is to put the right material in the right place for the right job. You use ultra-high-strength steel where you need maximum crash protection, maybe aluminum for big panels like the roof, and composites where you need complex shapes and extreme lightness.
And if we break it down by the numbers, you can really see the shift. In this concept for a lightweight car body, composites actually make up the biggest slice of the pie at 45%. Then you have aluminum in a few different forms, and steel, which used to be the undisputed king, now only accounts for about 13% of the structure. It's a whole new world.
So this multi-material approach is absolutely brilliant for saving weight, no question. But it also creates a massive new problem. I mean, if your car is now this complicated puzzle made of steel and aluminum and carbon fiber, how in the world do you stick all those different pieces together? And this, right here, is the new frontier for car engineers. You can't just weld steel to carbon fiber. It doesn't work. If you put certain metals right next to each other, they can actually cause each other to corrode. And how do you manufacture these complex things quickly and cheaply on an assembly line? And maybe the biggest question of all, how do you take this intricate puzzle apart at the end of its life so you can actually recycle it? This could be the Achilles heel of this whole revolution.
So our cars are transforming right before our eyes, from these simple steel boxes into these incredibly sophisticated marvels of material science. The war on weight is being won, no doubt, and it's making our vehicles more efficient and more capable than ever. But the next great challenge, the question we have to answer now, is can we learn to build and ultimately to recycle these amazing, complex machines in a way that's truly sustainable for the future?